Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to show you a little battery box that I built. If you remember the one that I did a couple videos ago, I actually took the battery out of that one because I have plans. Have about 2 or 3 other 100 amp hour batteries that I'm going to be using. And I wanted to put this one back kind of like what I originally planned, as a DC power box with the ability to add a inverter and be able to charge it with solar panels, which I'll show you later in this video. But I'm not going to bore you with all the build details, but I'm just going to show you what we got. And so we can use it to transfer power, we can use it to charge devices, it can be portable, we can hook an inverter to it, we can throw a solar panel on it to charge it up. But we have two 2.1 ports down here, USB-A's, and they turn on by this switch, as well as this cigarette lighter port, which we can use to run a DC fridge. So that switch controls these two outlets. Then we have another USB-A quick charge 3.0 with the power delivery with the voltage meter on it. No switch on that one because it has one on it, so we can turn it on and off by this switch right here. And then I did add a 5521 because I have a cord that plugs in my refrigerator through that port as well, so I can charge a 12 volt fridge, and it actually runs off this switch as well. It powers it on. So this one and these two are controlled by that switch. And I know people love lights, so I added a light, and believe it or not, it does come in handy when you have it in a pantry room or whatever. You can just flip that switch on, and it has its own switch too, so you just turn it on and off right there. And it's about 1,000 lumens, and it doesn't take much power to run it, and it's a way to get you a light source in the event of a power outage or what have you. Now we do have a battery capacity monitor. Right now we got showing 100 amp hours. Sometimes this doesn't show up when it lights up, but it's 100% charged. Our volts are 13.7 right at the moment, and we're at pulling a few little amps just for the battery capacity monitor. So we're fully topped off. And then on the back side, I have 2 more USB ports, and I have a power delivery 65 watt and another quick charge. They have their own switch. I have 2 of them, and they're independent of each other, so you can get a full 65 watts. And these help with my power stations that have in and out power delivery, so I can charge them directly from this port at 65 watts. And one of the main things that I wanted to add was these battery posts. So here you can hook your charge controller to it, you can hook an inverter to it, you can hook a regular wall charger to it, so you can do a lot of stuff right here. And you can also run 12 volt wiring off that if you chose to, but I really like these, and I'll show you how handy they are later in the video. And then I did put a little charge controller up here. This is just a 10 amp, but as I'll show you later in the video, I'll show you how this works, as well as the charge controller I have in my pantry room that I can hook it directly up to these 2 battery posts, so I can get more watts in. Right here I can probably get 10 amps is the most I can pull in with this little PWM charge controller. But for portability, it's kind of nice to have it. You can throw a solar panel on it. If you're outside and it works pretty good, and I'll show you how that works. So that's it. That's just the little battery box that I built. I'll show you some charging and some other stuff, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, I want to show you how we're charging that. We're getting 8 amps, 37 volts, and over 300 watts from our 400 watts of solar on that string of solar panels. We have it hooked to this charge controller right here. Getting 14.2 volts right now. And you can see our gauge. Get it where we can see it. 75% is what our battery is. And we just have it hooked to our outside battery terminal, so we can charge this anywhere through a charge controller. There you have it. I do want to show you we can charge or discharge while we're charging it. We have a little light plugged in, and we're charging our EB70 at 95, 94 watts. We're still charging. So if I can see it's going up, the amps are going up. And let's look at our meter. We're getting 313, a little over, yeah, bouncing around, but over 300 watts coming in. 36 volts, still over 8 amps. So we can bring solar power in here and discharge it at the same time. Used the EB70 last night and used every bit of it, so we're going to charge it back up. So we'll let that run, and we'll continue to charge our battery too. As you can see, it's still going up. I also added this little 5521 port, mainly to run a refrigerator, but on some of the power stations that take 5521, you can see we can just transfer power from this battery, turn the switch on, and there we go. We're putting 60 watts in the van powers from our battery. We just have a little 10 amp charge controller here. It is a PWM. Not concerned about that. This is just a way if you wanted to take a portable panel with you, that you could hook up a 100-watt panel. Pretty simple. I won't leave these wires hooked up full time. I'll just unhook them, put them in a baggie or something to transport. But that's what we have our lugs here. We got our charge controller hooked to it, and you can see the battery voltage at 13.3. We don't have anything on the load. We're getting 13.9 volts from the solar panel at about 1 amp. And right now we're charging at about 12.5 watts. So we are charging. Everything looks good, and this is just a way that I can make this portable, and if I'm running a portable fridge or some lights, 100-watt panel would be plenty to keep it going if you're camping. Okay, just also I want to show you how easy it is to hook an inverter if you wanted to. So we've got one hooked. We got it plugged in. We're at 99%. Shows we are discharging, and then you can see it works. So we have AC power if we want to, just by attaching an inverter. That's simple. It's a multi-use power box. Really liking it, and like I say, you can hook charge controllers, you can hook inverters up to it, charge all your devices, and keep it small, and you get 1,280 watt hours. All right, guys, tell me what you think of this battery box. It's going to serve me well. I'm going to use it as a portable power station, as a way to transfer some power to some other power stations, and I kind of like it. I'm glad I took it out of the Craftsman box from the DIY build I did on it to begin with, and kept it simple. I've got something else in mind that'll be coming in the next few weeks with some more 12.8 100 amp hour LiFePO batteries that I'm going to do kind of a permanent fixture in my pantry to help supplement my AC200P. But this is going to be perfect for me. Again, I'll just give you a quick rundown one more time. We got a couple 2.1 5-volt USB-A's. We got a cigarette lighter port right here. We got a 3.0 quick charge with the power delivery. On off button controls my 5521. And these two outlets, we did add a light at the bottom. And turn it around here. And then we've got two 65 watt power deliveries on the back with two more USB-A 3.0 quick charge ports. And again, the thing that I like the most is these battery posts, because I can charge through them. I can put an inverter through it. I did go ahead and mount this little 10 amp charge controller, but I'm not limited by this because I can add what I have in my pantry, hook this right up to 400 watts of solar that's on the roof. So tell me what you guys think of it. I know I didn't go in depth on the build. I mean, you guys have seen hundreds of videos of people building these things, but I just wanted to show you the kind of the finished product. And just give me some feedback. Tell me what you think about it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the video. Share it. And I thank you for all the viewership that you give me. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video.